him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but I'm Dre Mac? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. Look at me by the Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I find no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my boy's mine. My tracks flame like a Gamu. The hardest part on my tongue, thinking is a warm glue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist, but you smell me. One spark, then I bet you I'ma blow up. Then throw my name around, get stupid, then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. A bunch of singing in his man, but you can't see me. You rather drink than go pull up. I'm drinking knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, call me brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I poured all the plaques, you use Decepticons. Fake rappers that retreat like Cobra. 80s they get floated like up in the storage and I'm E-Man. Up, down, down, man, I'm cheap. You a beast, man. I take a beating. Ninja Turtle rap, turtle clans get defeated. High in my ride, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy bomb. Bad attitude like a rocket, my whole to the A, and I bet you can't stop us. LL bad when I go and show up. You can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? This your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. And you're up on the West Coast right now. Go ahead and get up, because you already know that the early bird gets the worm. And on today, we are going to go over another Birdman video. This time, Lupita Nyong'o's. There is an outrage. It's some pandemonium going on because Lupita Nyong'o is playing Helen of Troy. And I am very, very interested to hear what the Birdman has to say about this. There is a lot. I even clicked on Lupita Nyong'o's name, and the first thing that popped up was, I put in Lupita Nyong'o, Helen of Troy, outrage. People are mad, pissed, upset. They don't like it. So let's see what they're talking about. But again, hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gant over at the Heavy Gant React Shuttle. But you already know how I do. The real question is,
See, I don't think you wanna be my enemy.
All right. So, before we do anything, I'm all dead pulled out right now. Before we do anything, let's go ahead and let's get into that chat and let's see what's going on right now in the chat. So, all in the house today. J. Carter, good morning. Molly Mari, good morning. Junior Network, good morning. Miss Roberta, the church auntie, good morning to you. Let me see. Prince Santa, good morning. Let me see. Xavier Phoenix, good morning. Erica D, aka She Loves Fantasy. Good morning. Creasha Key, good morning. Damon, good morning. D Stizzle, the admin, good morning. Tina, aka Minty Gasm, good morning. Justice No, good morning. Judah Bit Israel, good morning, my guy. Good morning. My man Torian Rain Reloaded, good morning. My man Savage Cabbage, good morning. And of course, we got to make sure that we're shouting out that magnificent crew member. So let's go ahead. Let's shout out all the crew members. Let's go. Hold up. Wait a minute. Whoa. Stop everything you're doing. Go and hit that like button. I know this is probably your first time watching and you probably enjoying everything. Stop fucking on the channel and go and hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos or one of my morning live streams. And for only $2.99 a month, you can be a part of the crew. And shout out to all my crew members that have been holding it down for Dre Mack and the crew since the beginning. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program, now in service. Go. Bye. All right. And again, thank you so very much to all of the crew members to be holding it down, man. I really appreciate you guys by doing that. Let me see. Miss Roberta with the $2 super chat. This is Sparta. All right, I gotta hook you up real quick because you up in this month.
Gang bang.
You are truly amazing. Thank you for your super chat.
Gang bang.
All right. Appreciate it. Maverick 77 Defender, good morning. Robin D, the admin, good morning. Mrs. Rock Kitty, always can count on Miss Rock Kitty coming in on a good Friday. Good morning. All right. You already know what we got to do. It's butter biscuit time. No, we got to find out how buttery the biscuits really are. So just give me a second. Let's get into some butter biscuit business, and I'll be right back with more of the Dre Mack Show.
Knight Rider will continue in a moment.
Them biscuits I smell, Mom.
That's my Hungry Jack.
Tommy takes one of them. Them my mama biscuits.
Switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does a 10-pound bag of flour make a really big biscuit?
All right. Let's go ahead and let's transition over real quick because we're going to get into this buttery biscuit business, this butter biscuit activities that's going on right now. Let's pull up Birdman's video. Let's see what he's talking about. Another exposing the grift, of course, in my YouTube Grifter, part 24. Lupita's casting outrage. Let's go. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Christopher Nolan's latest film, The Odyssey, has cast Lupita Nyong'o in an undisclosed role as of the writing of this video. And there has been speculation that she's portraying Helen of Troy, the mythological figure known for her beauty present in Homer's Iliad and The Odyssey. Naturally, this rumor has sent the internet into a frenzy with claims of race swapping and woke agendas, which of course I find strange for a variety of reasons, such as this film doesn't contain a single Greek actor in its main cast. But we'll get into that a bit later.
So you know, I get into my bag. I get into my bag when it comes to history. So what I want to do, want to see if I still have the archive, because this is we got. I don't know if Birdman is going to go into it, but I'm glad he said something about that. Now, again, when it comes to race swaps, you know, it could be a good thing or a bad thing. Most of the time, you know, when it comes to race swaps, and the way that I feel about it is that I'm just tired of these races. And so when it comes to, you know, these fictional characters and stuff like that, and like comic books, if the guy is white, just let him be white so these people can stop crying. You know what I mean? They always talking about somebody as a snowflake and all of that. The first thing that you see, you know what I mean, when there's a race swap or everything, these people crying. You know what I'm saying? Oh, snap, it's woke. It's woke. I don't like it. And it's crazy how they, you know, how they really just get, you know, beside themselves when it comes to this. And I'm really trying to find my source, because like I said, I always keep everything that I look at, especially when it comes to history. So I'm really just trying to find my little history thing. Of course, I've done my own research. Let me see, where are we at? Are we almost there? Hold on. Just trying to make sure that I'm almost where I want to be at. So just give me just a second. But again, I did my research, and you know, brother got a little something. You know what I'm saying? You know, in his DNA from some certain places. You know, and hold on real quick. Where is it at? Or can't find it right now. But if I do, as soon as I find it, then I'm going to pull this up. But I'm going to continue to look at this because, again, you know that you know, if this is your first time watching, I always pull up the information so we're all on the same page. Oh, there you go. Real history. This is what I want to pull up. So, and I'm going to put, let me do this. I'm gonna create two YouTube things, but I want one for the history so we can pull up the history. Let me see. Whoops, can't spell. Let me see if we can find anything about, okay. Hold on, let's see what we could be able to find here, because this actually pulls up a lot of history when people start to say, well, black people wasn't this, black people wasn't there, black people, you know, that's where we used to be kings, and we was kings. You know what I mean? And not knowing that we've been everywhere. We have been legitimately everywhere. So, I mean, this is technically about the Hebrews and how a lot of hidden paintings and text, and I'm kind of going kind of fast, but a lot of how to paintings and texts and all of that have been changed to reflect, a more wider, demographic. But I believe, again, I'm trying to just kind of go through some of these so I could get to, okay, all right. I'm gonna have to get through a lot of this, but this is literally, this has tons of information. This is realhistoryww.com. I mean, a ton. And when I say a ton of information, there's a ton of information on this page. There's a ton of information. Let me see, but we're gonna keep going just for a second until I'm gonna set this up in a different page while I take a look at that. But let's get back to what Birdman is saying.
This video we're going to tackle an upload by Ryan Kinnell, the perfect guy to talk about ancient Greek poetry. Take it away, Ryan.
When it was announced that Christopher Nolan was going to be doing an adaptation of The Odyssey, quite frankly, it got a lot of attention because the idea of Chris Nolan tackling a project like this, a nearly 3,000-year-old epic that Homer wrote, like, it's so cool, the possibilities that you could imagine if this was done properly. And then we started to get cast announcements. Then we started to get trailers, promotional material, all these things. Yet still, a lot is being kept rather close to the vest. They're being rather tight-lipped about who might be playing what when it comes to The Odyssey, but there are certainly rumors abound. And as we've seen more trailers, the idea that Travis Scott is in this, the casting of John Leguizamo, a lot of castings, Elliot Page, that are raising some eyebrows, but maybe none more so than this persistent rumor that blew up over.
It's crazy how you had people from all nationalities that wasn't of darker skin, and he just kind of blew past them, or how people blew past them. But when it came to Lupita, who literally is one of the most talented, people, literally one of the most talented people in Hollywood. That's just it, she just can't, when we looked at Wonder Man, and when the director said there's no other person that I could see taking this role, I do believe some directors really feel like that. Right? I really feel like some directors feel like that. But when it comes to this, though, when you black, you get the backlash, just like they act like black people was not in Greece.
For the weekend. And that is about Helen of Troy. Helen of Troy, the face that launched 1,000 ships, the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen of Troy. Described in pretty great detail.
I think that's a perfect place to pause. Firstly, I'd like to point out that Ryan specifically chose this tweet, one from a neo-Nazi account referring to Lupita as a sub-Saharan African monkey, to feature in his video because...
Wow. I mean, I don't... Okay. Let me... hold on. Can I take my face off of this just for a second? Let me just take my face off of here for just a second. Did y'all see it? Y'all see it, right? Y'all see that? Unlike this sub-Saharan African monkey, Lupita Nyong'o. You can't make this stuff up.
Ryan is an unabashed racist, only he knows his video would get demonetized if he said this, so he instead uses a proxy to say what he really wants to say. And before you ask, yes, Ryan is a provable racist. Here he is giving The Batman a lower score, specifically because apparently there was insufficient white representation amongst heroic characters, even though the movie is literally about Batman. And
literally, isn't this the same play? It's a Decussed Spirit. Isn't this the same playbook that all these grifters were saying? There's not enough white heroes. Batman's the hero, but there's not enough white heroes. So I got to be mad and angry because there's not enough white heroes, even though Batman is a white hero, the hero. Let's keep going.
That the mayor, Jim Gordon, and Catwoman were portrayed by black actors.
But there were only a couple good people in this movie. You had Bruce Wayne, Batman, and you had Alfred. Those are the only two good white people. The rest of the three other major players that I would consider like.
I mean, he looks like when you throw your elf on a shelf, like down, like, you know, like somewhere where you lose it, and then the cat hair and dog hair kind of get around the facial features of it, whatever, and you find it like 4 years later, like, oh snap, my elf in the shelf. Why does it have all this hair around it? It's literally what this guy's face looks like. I don't just troll black people, y'all. I troll everybody. I'm an equal opportunity troller, and he needs to do something with his face.
Overall, like moral good people were, you had Jim Gordon, who's black in this. You had Catwoman, who's not white in this. And then
the original Catwoman, Arthur Kitt in the 1960s show was black. Let's keep going. You know where this is going.
You had the mayor, who's a black woman. Again, very much on the nose for current day Hollywood.
It's on the nose for current day Hollywood, but I literally live in Kansas City, Missouri, where we have a black mayor. Mayor Lucas, black mayor. This is a black mayor in Baltimore. So there's actually a black mayor over in Kansas City, Kansas, where they get ready to do the new stadium at. You know what I mean? You know how ridiculous it is when people like this get so mad about something that you freaking see in major cities. I'm starting to get there, y'all. I'm trying to calm down. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an anomaly or something like that. Oh my God, black people could be mayors? How? What? Where? Why? Where's all the good, decent white people? They didn't get voted in? Why? This is ridiculous. These people live in their own little bubble. They have faces like Beavis over here. You know what I mean? Like, am I really supposed to take any information seriously with Beavis on the screen right now? Ugh. Let's keep going.
Did not like that. Took a little bit off the score for me, to be honest.
It took a little bit off the score because I actually see black people that ain't twerking, that ain't rapping, the stuff that you think is just so cool. When you see black people in actual positions of power, when black people's actually doing things that your idiocracy brain can't comprehend that black people does, that takes the points off of a Batman movie starring Batman. That's crazy.
As we can see, this is not an accusation I'm levying against Ryan arbitrarily. You now understand not only why he chose to make this video, but also why he chose this specific tweet, opposed to the literal hundreds of other tweets highlighting this rumor. Anyway, the claim Ryan makes is that Helen is described in pretty great detail. This shows how ignorant of the topic this guy is, and that he simply intends to grift on this issue. As one of the most famous aspects of Homeric poetry is that Helen is never given a concrete physical description. In fact, that ambiguity is one of the defining features of the character. When describing Helen, Homer chose evaluative language, or language that describes how she made people around her feel, rather than concrete details about her appearance.
So Birdman is telling y'all that it wasn't It wasn't her beauty. It was her booty. Nah. He's just basically saying that, you know, with this fictional character, that the writer didn't go into detail about her physical characteristics. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, she was white, blonde hair, blue eyed. You know what I'm saying? Stood 5'7", 110 pounds. He didn't say that. He said what everybody made her feel like. What everybody made her feel. So obviously there was no concrete information to say, you know, what her quote unquote race, because, you know, what's going on, baby Chishiro? Because I'm trying to stop the cussing spirit from coming, Miss Roberta. I'm trying. Oh, it's Taste the Biscuits, baby. Andre, where's Taste the Biscuits time? But you know what these guys, what kills me is about these guys is, you know, they never go into any type of real research. What they do is they cry, moan, and all of this stuff without taking into any kind of consideration, you know, any historical facts or anything like that. And they never get into any type of the history of anything. What they do is they just whine, complain, you know, and all of this stuff. And we literally have physical evidence. We will legitimately have research evidence, scientific documentation to prove that black people has been all over this world. All over this world. Yet they don't want to do that. Why? You know, because it will destroy the ideology and supremacy they want to hold on to. Now, remember I told you I was going to find, so I'm just going to give this to you in small bites, right? Just going to give you in small bites. Okay, this is Eastern. Please note the scientific study cranial discrete traits and Byzantine population in Eastern Mediterranean populations movement, Ricott FX and Walkins M 2008 Human Biology Volume 80 Issue 5 Article 5, which proves that the Eastern Roman Empire, the Byzantine, was black, and by corollary, the Western Roman Empire also is presented in the Anatolia section of this site. The study also explains indirectly why the Eastern Orthodox Catholic Church, which was not overcome by the albino Turks from Asia until 1453, still presents its saints and other personage of honor as black skin, while the Roman Catholic Church, which was overcome by the albino Germanics from Central Asia much earlier, 476 AD, presents all regulated personage as white. This dichotomy is demonstrated by portraits of people sainted by the scheme. Note the case of Saint Vladimir the Great, who was a prince of Novgorod, a grand prince of Kiev, and ruler of Kievan Rus from 980 to 1015. Vladimir's father was Prince Zvatolav. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that. Of Rurik dynasty in Russia, as everywhere else the original monarchs were black. And then you see the Romans in Russia. You know, I mean, again, if they were in Russia, what would stop? They were in Russia. There was all these different type of places. What would stop them from being anywhere else? You know what I'm saying? But again, if you do that and if you say that, then again, it stops the ideology and it puts a foot in the narrative. Oh, most definitely. Judah. What's up, Eris? Mm. She's kept. She's a kept woman, is what they're saying. She ain't outside. She ain't out in these streets. You know what I'm saying? She ain't for the streets, is what he's saying. That Helen of Troy wasn't for the streets. Thank you, Birdman, for putting that out there. Baby Shishiro, thank you for the $3 super sticker. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me hook you up. Thank you so much.
You are truly amazing. Thank you for your super chat.
You wanna be my enemy.
All right. Let's keep going. Trying to see something else too. Give me just a second. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, I'm looking up something and trying to try to do something at the same dang on time. All right. Oh, yes. They always called Greeks the melted grease, the melting pot. You know what I'm saying? Of that original civilization. Take New York City and make it the size of Greece, and there you go. Mm. Yes. Right, baby Shishiro. Yes. You can't hear the Birdman? Y'all can't hear the video? Hold up. Because I'm sharing the video. Y'all can't hear the video? All right. Tell me if you can hear the. Tell me if J.Card is the only one that can't hear the video. Hold on, I'm gonna go back a little bit. Tell me. Okay, hold on, because I think this is an issue with StreamYard. So StreamYard is acting a fool. So what we gonna do? Don't go nowhere, y'all. I'm gonna take a commercial break. To try to refresh everything, and so we can get StreamYard to act right. So I'll be right back with more of the Dre Mack Show. Do not leave.
Knight Rider will return after these messages and station identification.
Deadman, he's Deadman, not just no Bruce boyfriend. If you cross him, you're a dead man. You heard what I said, man.
I heard he was gay. No way, sister.
Who's that man? He's Deadman. Knight Rider.
The Knight Rider power cycle with Kit on the pretend instrument panel.
Here he comes. There's something special happening at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Fresh buttermilk biscuits made from scratch. Our chicken head biscuits a perfect match.
Warm, taste so good, make you want to slap your mama for real. Man, I slap your grandma, I slap your auntie.
Good idea. Playing horsey with your little sister. Bad idea. Playing horsey with your Aunt Bertha.
Let's see who's bad, man. Come on, let's go. Let's do it. I'll show you who's bad. Come on.
You wear a disguise to look like human guys, but you're not a man, you're a chicken boo.
Now the conclusion of
I hate how they talk about you. Everybody thinks you're just a freeloader. They don't know about...
They can't know. They can't ever know.
If my cover's blown, we're both dead.
Do you like the car? It's for you.
What's the occasion?
I can't believe you forgot again. It's our anniversary. We've been engaged for 15 years.
You know, I'd marry you tomorrow, baby. But it wouldn't be fair, not to you or to the free world. Well, look at you.
This is it. I can't believe it. After 15 years, we're finally going to consummate our love.
Damn. This is Stedman. It's the commissioner. What? Professor Haight? He's escaped? Damn. What? The French Riviera? Now? Yes, sir. I'm on my way. Damn him! Damn that Professor Haight!
He's escaped? Again? Can't they build a prison strong enough to hold him for at least one night?
He's diabolical! I must go.
Can it wait just 1 hour? I want it so bad. 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Believe me, when we finally make love, I'm gonna take my time. It's gonna take all night long. But right now, I'm gonna need some money.
How much?
Let's see. French Riviera. In the house. Wardrobe. Disguises, special weapons, laser glasses, speedboat, armored helicopter.
All I have on me is 1.3 million.
That'll have to do.
Oh, darling, what kind of life is this?
Oprah, darling, you have to be strong. There's more at stake than just you and me.
Here's something to read on the plane.
Thank you, darling.
How about a kiss?
Of course. Close your eyes.
Oh, Stedman.
All right, let's try this again. Let me see. I just had to legitimately like just reset my whole, just update my whole StreamYard just real quick. Let's see if this happens again, because we can't be having this. Is diabolical. Let's see if we can hear it.
In other words, a person who is not out in the sun working all day.
All right, let me know real quick if y'all can hear it. Give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear it. And put a 2 in the chat if you can't. Just let you know, Helen was not outside.
Helen, you'll see these, which are general epithets that refer to women: white-armed, lovely-haired, and long-robed.
All right. The sound was on. It's StreamYard. StreamYard was telling me every time that I clicked back and forth, it was messing up my stuff. But let's say Helen of Troy wasn't out here for the streets. Helen of Troy was of good genes and stayed inside. Ladies, listen to me. If you are single, be like Helen of Troy, be white-armed and not out in the streets. Be kept in the house for a man to eventually find you at Walmart.
It is important to understand that these are not individualized physical descriptions, and that the Odyssey is a narrative poem using poetic language. The most obvious one is white-armed, which people will use to suggest this describes Helen's skin color. It does not.
It doesn't.
Someone who is white-armed in Homeric expression is someone who mostly stays inside and lives a life of relative leisure. In other words,
she got it good, is what he's saying. So what I'm saying is, ladies, if you are of relative leisure, stay in the house. Don't be out here in the streets. Don't jump off the porch. Only come outside when it's time to go to Target, so a brother can find you there.
words, a person who is not out in the sun working all day. Greece is in the Mediterranean, and we know the people there have various skin tones. This is not to suggest that Homer was describing a black woman of African descent. I am simply debunking the claim that Ryan has made that suggests Helen was physically described in great detail in the Odyssey, because she was not.
Described in, pretty great detail.
In contrast to Helen, the hero of the story, Odysseus, was physically described in the Odyssey. We know that over time, humanity is becoming taller, mainly due to nutrition and the advent of certain technologies.
Just don't jump
in the
off the
Bronze
porch.
Age, which is the time period the Odyssey takes place, humans were a bit shorter than modern humans.
Facts.
From skeletal data we have of the remains of the people of the Mediterranean, we know that on average, men were around 5'4" to 5'7".
Short kings.
Agamemnon was described as.
Do you hear that? Short kings, stand up. Don't be running back for all my short kings. I mean, I'm 5'9". I'm average height for an American male. But short kings, stand up. You were the man back then. Let me play that back for you. Just so much short. If you were a short king, don't put it in the chat because some of these women might look at you crazy. But put it in there anyway. Stand up, be a short king.
Physically described in the Odyssey. We know that over time, humanity is becoming taller, mainly due to nutrition and the advent of certain technologies. In the Bronze Age, which is the time period the Odyssey takes place, humans were a bit shorter than modern humans.
Just a little
From
bit.
skeletal data we have of the remains of the people of the Mediterranean, we know that on average, men were around 5'4" to 5'7".
Short king.
Agamemnon was described as being taller than average men, so we can safely conclude Agamemnon was at least 5'8" or taller.
He was my
In
height.
Book
I'm a
3
tall
of the
guy.
Iliad,
Hold up.
Odysseus is described.
Did Birdman just call me tall? Yeah. Everybody who wants somebody 6 foot and over, I'm the guy, baby.
As being shorter than Agamemnon by a head, which would safely place him in the 5'4" to 5'6" range, assuming Agamemnon was around 5'8". The problem, dear viewer, is that the person Nolan cast to play Odysseus is 5'10", who in the Bronze Age would tower over the vast majority of people.
Facts.
Where are the videos criticizing the casting of the too tall, too gray, fair-haired, not Greek, American English accented Matt Damon?
Exactly. Exactly. Hit him with your best shot, Bird, man.
It's okay to take liberties with the source material as long as the person you cast is white. Well, then, this suggests your problem is not with portraying the characters as accurately to the source material as possible, but that you don't like when black people get to play in the same sandbox that white people get to.
There you go.
That, my friends, is textbook racism.
Racist with the capital R, or if you're Spanish, you wrote R. Racist.
Lupita Nyong'o.
I really hate to pause again so soon, but Ryan repeatedly mispronounces Lupita's name, and I'm not entirely sure that it's not on purpose. Her name is Nyong'o, not Nwanga. I don't know where Ryan is seeing the letter W in her name, what with it literally being on screen.
Tell Lizzo to come
But you
here.
would think with an unusual name himself, he would at least be a bit more careful about pronouncing someone's name.
He ain't.
Unless, of course, he's doing this on purpose, in which case
Yes.
it's probably him being racist as usual.
Oh,
Lupita Nyong'o has been rumored to be Helen of Troy for a while, and
you hear how he just Lupita Nyong'o. Oh God, it just burns my skin to say her name. Lupita, it burns. Oh, I don't want to say a black woman's name. Why couldn't it be a creamy white woman? Crying. Shut up. Shut up.
These rumors blew up over the weekend. Lupita Nyong'o is playing Helen of Troy in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Now, considering that Helen of Troy is described a very specific way, fair-skinned, white arms, pale, golden hair, you can understand.
Golden hair, white skin. I didn't hear any of this. Where did he make that up at? Well, let's find out even more.
Understand why the casting of Lupita Nyong'o, who, regardless of if you think she's attractive, unattractive, hot, ugly, whatever your personal preferences for,
she's fine, baby. That's my personal thoughts.
That she doesn't exactly fit the description of Helen of Troy, and it's just one of so many reasons why people are very, very cautious about what Chris Nolan might be doing with The Odyssey.
Ignoring the second completely different mispronunciation of Lupita's name.
He's doing it on purpose. He's doing that to troll. Just like how I'm doing creamy white women. Oh man. Oh, I gotta have some. I gotta have some of that cream of white woman because Lupita Nyong'o, oh, it doesn't do it for me. A little too much chocolate in a little too much chocolate in my pudding for me. Ugh, these dudes are horrible.
Lupita Nyong'o.
As we just went over, the main character is being portrayed by someone that doesn't physically match the description in the poem. And unlike Helen, we have actual descriptions of that character.
Exactly.
Also, Ryan is using terms that were not used in the source material. Helen is not described as being fair-haired. In fact, the epithet used for Helen's hair is kalikomos, which actually translates to lovely or beautiful haired.
You better speak that Grecian, Birdman. Come on. You put me to shame. I had a hard time with the Russian. Now you put me to shame. Come on, Birdman. Keep it going.
There is a Greek word for blonde hair, xanth or xanthos. This word was never used to describe Helen's hair color, but it was used to describe Achilles' hair color, as you can see here in Book 1 of the Iliad. So, once again, we lack actual physical descriptions of Helen because Homer chose to describe her in a way that expresses how she made people around her feel. Her hair theoretically could have been black, brown, or red. We'll never know because Homer has been dead for thousands of years.
It wouldn't surprise. Let's be real. I got to keep it a buck. If you were if you were writing this and you were talking about a woman, you would literally describe her in detail. You know what I'm saying? You would legitimately describe her in complete detail. For Helen of Troy to not be explained as far as her, physical characteristics, stuff like that, in detail, makes her what? Ambiguous. So she can literally be anything. You know what I'm saying? She can literally be whatever. But again, I'm gonna tell y'all guys the truth. If you give up Greek and say black people were in Greece or Rome, then you have to also say that they were in Israel. And if you give up Israel, like they would have to give up Egypt, a lot of that Bible is going to look a whole lot different with the people that's portrayed in there. So they won't give that up. They will give up everything else. They're not going to give up Greece, Israel. They're not going to give up Egypt. They're not. Because it's going to make the characters in that Bible look a whole lot different. And then you can't lean on that supremacy and use the Bible to justify your foolishness that you try to push on people with the Bible. I'm just saying there's a reason for that. The reason why Hollywood does that. No conspiracy, but it's so funny when you start looking for people in that time period. They never bring up the black people that's in that time period. They never bring up black people that was in Egypt. And they damn sure not bringing up black people that was in Israel at that time too. So they're not going to give it up. Number two, there's a certain thing, especially throughout history, when describing black women in history. They normally describe a lot of black women in detail, or you know what I mean? Look at King Solomon. I'm just saying, it's you got to give up Cleopatra. Okay, let me shut up. Birdman's talking.
And this caused a mass amount of backlash.
Yes, from racists and trolls on Twitter. But when are they ever not in an uproar about something? This is business as usual on that hell site. The vast majority of people going to see the Odyssey will not care about this. And that's even if Lupita is actually playing Helen. Facts. Remember, this is just a rumor as of February 4th. She could be playing an entirely different character.
Helen of Troy in 2004, Helen of Troy from 2026.
Look at the picture, but Look at the picture that they used. Exactly, Nimes, because they already know. Because the people who are running Egypt, the modern Egyptian now is not the Egyptian from the time of the pharaohs. We know that from cranial remains. Hell, the cranial remains was so strong that they thought that the Black American were were Egyptians. That's how strong the cranium connection were until they found out they weren't. You know what I mean? But again, this is how they try to portray certain things, and this is straight out the racist playbook.
Now, this is an edited image from Lupita Nyong'o in 12 Years a Slave that was kind of redone to make her look like she could be in a historical Greek epic or something like that.
Why would they do that?
But there's a little bit of a difference between these things.
Why would they use her from 12 Years a Slave when she's been in countless numbers of stuff? She's been on red carpets, all of that. They could have used that. They chose to use that to say, I'm going to put this Negro in her place. I'm just going to put this Negro. This is where this Negro should be at. That's their thinking. They don't mind. They don't mind putting us in slavery. You got to really watch this stuff, y'all. Like, seriously, you really got to watch this stuff. They don't mind if we're playing athletes, we're playing something stereotypical, we're playing slaves, we're playing the servants, we're playing the maids, we're out there in the fields. They don't mind that. They don't mind that. But here is where it goes too far without having actual documentation to back up your facts. Sad. What up, Dane? See? It's good.
Don't we think the very idea that this Greek story would have depicted Helen of Troy as...
Why again? Hold up. Hopefully it doesn't do it again. Let me see if I could go. Hold on. Give me just a second. Just a second. Trying to find this information because I need this information. Because I'm looking for the information. Oh, here we go. This is what I was trying to find. Black history of cranial forms in the people of Lerna, Greece. So this will actually show you here ancient Greece, right? And they'll show you the early like statues, Cyprus. Oh, let me see. Cyprus is a mythical birthplace of Aphrodite, Adonis, and home to King Cinyras. I'm going to butcher all of this. Birdman, please don't laugh. Teucer and Pygmalion. I think that's it. The earliest confirmed site of human activity at Ato Criminals, situated, I'm butchering all of this, on the south coast, indicating that the hunter-gatherers were active on the island around 10,000 BC, which settled village communities dating from 8200 BC. The arrival of the first human correlates with the extension of the dwarf hippos and dwarf elements, the skulls of which gave rise to the Cyclops myth. And I'm just going to just show you just some pictures so I'm not getting laughed at for butchering this. Why do ancient statues of paintings of black people often not look like black people? And this goes into this here, but what, some people are actually in there changing stuff? You're telling me the Egyptian relief being repainted? They out here repainting stuff? What my man out here doing? Is that guy restoring and making changes? You know what I'm saying? Oh, the staff at the University of Chicago's Oriental Institute is out here changing the colors of folks. I'm just saying. They're literally out here changing the color of stuff. So again, this stuff has already been going on. We've been in these places, and you know, I'm just saying.
As black is absolutely 100% ridiculous. It's the complete and total opposite of that.
Well, the good thing is that this isn't a Greek story. It's Christopher Nolan's story. And as the artist creating this film, he has control over who appears in the film and how they are depicted. I once again bring up the fact that this film features no Greek actors in its main cast at all. There's even a Korean actor as one of the shipmates. So why is the black woman the cause for all the controversy? Hell, John Bernthal is playing Menelaus, the husband of Helen. This is important because Menelaus is repeatedly described in the Odyssey as explicitly having blonde hair, as you can see in this passage from the 4th book. But John doesn't have blonde hair. So why is there no uproar about the character Menelaus, Helen's husband? Why is there no uproar that there are 0 actors of Greek descent in the main cast, for that matter?
Facts.
And we see the same thing that we see each and every time a character gets race swapped. You got people that are out there defending the same.
I'm literally saying race swaps. Racist white people do not care about race swaps unless it's from black to white. That's the only time they care about race swaps. That's why I get pissed off at Hollywood, because if you're gonna race swap, why don't they never race swap to Mexican? Why they never race swap to anything else? You know what I'm saying? Asian. You know what I'm saying? Middle Eastern. Why is it always the uproar when it comes to black people? This automatically tells you who the actual target is. You know, that will tell you who the target is. Dane C, thank you for the $2 super chat. I didn't know Matt Damon and Tom Holland were Greek. I know. I didn't know I was Greek too. But you know what I do know? We got to go ahead and get some butter biscuits going. Let's go.
You are truly amazing. Thank you for
Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
Taste that honey sauce. Thank you so very much, Dane C, for the $2 super chat. All right, let's keep going.
Well, there's no reason she can't be black. And, well, they didn't really describe her that. She could have been bull fucking shit. Yes, we know that this is a story, but this is a story by a Greek for Greeks about the Greek world.
Hold on. Before Birdman goes, and again, thank you, Miss Roberta, for gifting 5 memberships. So if you do not have a membership, Miss Roberta just gave away 5 memberships. I wish I could get a membership. But thank you for the membership. You know I got to go old school. Will you do that for me, Miss Roberta? It's body roll.
Super chat, body roll.
Who's ready for Mickey Jackson? I really can't wait. Thank you, Miss Roberta, for the super chat. All right. Arbico, what's good? What's good? Birdman do be on point. He be on point. You know, I'm just trying to use my accent. All right. Let's get into this. Hey, this is just an AI overview, but let's see. Black individuals referred to by ancient Greece as, I'm not pronouncing that because Birdman ain't gonna make fun of me, and neither is she. Bird-faced ones were present throughout Greco-Roman history. We're present. We're present. Let me say it again. We're present throughout Greco-Roman history. Often serving as soldiers, athletes, entertainers, and in servitude. I knew that was going to come, particularly through the Hellenistic period in the cosmopolitan hubs like Alexandria. which is not necessarily true. And depending on where you're getting your information from, but because a lot of that information has been hidden, we're also live there too. We were actually members of society. We wasn't just, this is just like saying there's black people that was all through Americas, but they were serving as soldiers, athletes, entertainers, and in servitude, particularly during the Civil War, all the way up until modern day. You see how they could be able to change language? So anyway, while not a native population, they were integrated to various social levels depicted in art and study in context of early, often non-racial oh Lord, where's let me call D'Amica. I need her to intercultural contact. I need her. No, she's gonna laugh at me. Never mind. If I say Mika's name, I guarantee you she'll pop up. Nope, I'm not saying it anymore. Because when she come and get me, she gonna come get me. So, let's see. Try to find some. Oh, this is funny. Notable Black Greeks, HBCU lifestyle. Were the Black original inhabitants of ancient Greece. Oh, I thought we were just this is through WordPress. This is okay. So ancient Greece is without question the beginning of Western civilization, but the first civilization in Grecian history was sounded, I can hear Mika saying sounded out. Me. Pelagianus. Yeah, I'm not saying that anymore. Civilization broke up from the root around 2500 BC, but who were the Pelagians and where did they come from? Before we address this issue, we must go first go back to the beginning. The oldest race of mankind is the Hamitic or Black race. The Hamitic people were civilization builders. They spread out into every culture of the world. When you look at the most remote civilizations of Asia and Europe, you will find that these Hamites or blacks at the APAC, they were the founders of civilization in Europe. Blacks branched out from North Africa and spread across the Mediterranean and Southern Europe, and then left its mark on the entire European continent. So this goes into a lot of information, but so that goes against the myth that we were just, servants and we just serve servitude and all that other stuff, just athletes and all of that. We literally are history.
And strangely, you have zero problem with the fact that there are no Greeks in the film's main cast. By definition, the Finnish, Scottish, and English Matt Damon is a race swap. The English and Irish Tom Holland is not Greek.
Oh my God, he's not Greek? I thought Tom Holland and Matt Damon were Greek. Oh, Lord mercy. No. I thought it was Greek. Oh, God. What am I going to do? It's a race swap. Unless I think that all white people are Grecians. Let me keep going. He said, I thought Tom Holland was from Holland. I thought Matt Damon was from Damon, North Carolina. Wavy things, what's up? Erica D, wish I wasn't working when you stream. I'd read for you like old school church pastors used to have their favorite missionary read the text for them. Read it, Sister Jones. Thank you so very much, Erica D, for hooking me up. Let's go. Let me hook you up.
You are truly amazing. Thank you for your super chat.
You wanna be my enemy.
All right. Let's keep going. I still got 11 more minutes of the stream of this video left. I don't already been an hour just doing goofy stuff.
All these things, and yet not one part of her ancestry is from Greece. So why is it that all of these people get to play pretend and Lupita cannot?
What's up, wavy things?
Oh, it's her skin color.
Yeah, it is.
She can't play pretend because she has a different skin color than Benny Safdie, the Jewish person that's playing Agamemnon. I think we have a word for excluding people on the basis of their skin color.
Crafting together these little pieces, some things real, some things fictional, and wrap them all up into this historical epic that has lasted nearly 3,000 years. That's how impactful that story has been.
Really?
And what do? You fucking race swap. Look, you can say you want about diversity and representation, modernity. Bull fucking shit. We saw just the other day how a lot of black people got up in arms with the idea of a light-skinned black person playing Black Panther and how upset.
That's different. Because the person. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. So I've already kind of been prepared for this since I didn't get to do a stream. Since I didn't get to do a stream on Tuesday because I was asleep. Let's do this. Let's play pretend for just a second. If I was to play pretend, I'm going to pick where Wakanda would on a fictional map, on just a fictional map. Let's say Wakanda is here next to Chad and Niger, which technically is Niger. You know what I'm saying? Nigeria was Niger area, or you know what I mean? If you actually look at medieval maps, you know what I'm saying? Along that I has a long E sound. Niger. You know what I'm saying? That's why they used to call. That's why they call us with the hard. You know what I mean? So anyway, Wakanda would have been next to the people of Chad. You know what I'm saying? We're going to use the modern day text. Nigeria, Cameroon. We just look at that middle place, right? Let's just say, for the sake of argument, what the people of Chad look like. Oh, Eric July. What the people of yada 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 of Chad look like. Do they? I love Aaron Pierre. Love the guy. Does any one of these people look like Aaron Pierre? Does anybody in here look like Aaron Pierre? All I'm saying. Does anybody here does that brother look like Aaron Pierre right here? Nope. Does this brother on the right-hand side, right over here next to my big forehead? I look like Aaron Pierre's color. But these people, if you would take fictional Wakanda, would be at. These racists have no idea what the flub they're talking about. Because when you start looking up information, and you say, wait a minute, why would I want somebody that looks like me, I look like I'm supposed to be on either East Africa or West Africa, not in the middle of goddamn Africa. Not in the middle of Africa, in the continent. These people clearly fit the description of what the Wakandans would look like and was represented in the movie. Me? No. I would not look like I'm from Wakanda. I would look either East or Western African. Period. But racists think all black people look alike. So let's see what more of this idiot is talking about. Let me share my screen. All right. My forehead's starting to show. You know what I mean? I'm on my dial up now.
Upset they got over it.
To be clear, there are two entirely separate issues. What we are currently talking about is racism. What you are talking about is colorism. There is a long history of lighter-skinned black people receiving preferential treatment compared to their darker-skinned counterparts.
Facts.
This is called colorism. In an earlier video, I spoke about house Negroes versus field Negroes. Often, but not always, the house Negroes were the lighter-skinned black people who were treated better than the darker-skinned slaves out in the field.
Facts.
This concept has been passed down throughout American history and is why people get upset when a dark-skinned character gets cast with a lighter-skinned actor.
Facts.
Colorism, or discrimination within an ethnic group. Dark-skinned heroes are already far and few between, especially in relation to white characters. So taking even the small amount of representation those people have is a bad thing.
Facts.
Yes. So these are not the same concepts at all, although they are tangentially related because they are both a form of discrimination.
It's okay.
So, and I love that Birdman talked about, educating people who are going to watch his channel and, try to nitpick and say, this and the other. He's educating people on colorism, which is amazing. What all I did was look at proximity. That's it. Just looking at proximity. If you're mad because you're saying, well, black people were mad that a light-skinned guy was playing a Wakandan, then look where where Wakanda would be at, and B, does the people represent the person that he looks like? The colorism aside, just look at the people and does he fit in with the people? That's just the simplest Google search. The simplest. That's why I do all of this stuff live. But yet, yo-yos and dum-dums like Beavis over here can't do that. Beavis can't do that because it destroys the narrative that he's trying to push. He would not get up and go and research the information live for his audience or even put that information up for a fair argument. No, he wants to be able to control the narrative to feed his fan base. His fan base is dumb.
You adapt things from a certain time period, a certain place of the world for them to reflect that. In fact, they should reflect that. You wouldn't want us race swapping a bunch of shit from some African fucking folklore, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have. My bad, Birdman. You're already ahead of me.
It would be strange if white people took the folklore of Africa and inserted themselves into properties based on that folklore, wouldn't it?
Facts.
That would be very weird if that ever happened in cinematic history.
Exactly.
One might even call that hypocritical.
Facts.
But I'm sure white people have never actually portrayed ethnic groups that they don't belong to.
Exactly.
That doesn't sound like a thing white people would ever do.
No.
Is it a problem in Korean or Japanese media when they're telling stories like this? Well, there ain't enough white people in these stories. There ain't enough black people in these stories. Why is it always these white characters that seem continually to get erased time and time and time again?
It's funny you should bring up Asian media and whether or not white people try inserting themselves there too. One only needs to head to any topic on the ethnic background of the characters in Naruto to find white people claiming Naruto is white.
Exactly.
Uzumaki Naruto, white. It doesn't stop there either. People will claim the character of Goku is also white. The character based on the figure in Chinese mythology, Sun Wukong. Get it? Sun Goku, Sun Wukong.
Yeah.
See the staff?
Mm-hmm.
See the monkey tail?
Mm-hmm.
See how Japanese people pronounce Sun Wukong's name in Japanese?
Mm-hmm.
See how that particular kanji is on Goku's back?
Yeah, it is.
Yes, white people do this, Ryan.
Yes, they do.
And a lot of people have obviously weighed in on this. I've seen
if my man is not over here uppercutting Beavis in his face right now, or is it Butthead? No, he looks like Beavis and Butthead mixed together. No, yeah, The Last Samurai. Do you understand? What did hold up. Sis, I'm glad you let me see if I can find it. Can I play this? Hopefully I don't get in trouble. Hold on. Hold on, y'all, because this just made me think of something. Oh yeah. Let me hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Since somebody brought it up, I got to do it. I'll take the. I'll look at the copyright or whatever. But
The Last Samurai centers around Tom Cruise, a Civil War veteran who goes to Japan and teaches the Emperor's troops how to fight.
now, again, Tom Cruise is the last samurai. Nobody had a problem with this. He can teach the people. Listen, Tom Cruise is a war veteran that goes over to Japan and teaches the Emperor's troops how to fight. That's okay. Think about this for a second. That's okay. But Yasuke, being a samurai, is just legitimately you can't do it. He was a slave. You can't do it. Why is he a samurai? But Tom Cruise in a fictional movie could be the last samurai. We knew what Paul Mooney was getting ready to say.
No. Another movie this I was offended by. Hollywood is crazy. The Last Samurai starring Tom Cruise. He's the last samurai. Give me a break.
Exactly. Give me a break.
The movie was offensive. Hollywood is crazy. First they had the Mexican with Brad Pitt. And
hey, that's why I wanted to bring this up. My man Paul Mooney was on it.
now they've got The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. Well, I've written the film. Maybe they'll produce my film. The Last Nigga on Earth, starring Tom Hanks. How about that?
That's why I had to bring it up. I had to. Because legitimately, that's what we're talking about here. How Hollywood is crazy to do that. But when it comes to Lupita Nyong'o playing Helen of Troy, that somehow is a problem.
Seen a lot of nicknames from Helen of Detroit to the face that launched 1,000 Crips. That one might be my personal favorite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Racist jokes that don't even fit the person you're joking about.
Facts.
Lupita was born in Mexico, which is why her first name is Spanish. Lupita. Her family were immigrants to Mexico by way of Kenya. So you're using a racist joke meant to disparage Black Americans for a Mexican Kenyan. Isn't it funny how you're okay with Lupita portraying a whole different nationality, but only when it's time to make racist jokes about her?
Fact.
But even Elon Musk got in on this.
Who gives a shit? Let's move on.
It was when we'd seen the first couple trailers for the Odyssey, and a lot of people were talking about how the armor that we're seeing in the trailer for the Odyssey isn't reflective of the time period in which this was written. It would have been bronze armor, would have been different, would have looked different. And I said at the time, those are absolutely valid complaints. Those are valid concerns. Those are valid criticisms about the armor not being in the proper time period. But what I said at the time is that 99% of people probably aren't going to care too much about that, because 99% of people will just look at this and be like, okay, that's old armor from ancient times. Got it. You know what most people will understand? That Helen of Troy didn't fucking look like this.
Well, Helen of Troy didn't look like anything because Helen of Troy is a fictional character that didn't exist. I can understand the argument if Helen were a historical figure that was actually flesh and blood, but she wasn't. She's a figure in Greek mythology whose father was Zeus and was born from an egg. The only question anyone needs to be concerned with here is, does Lupita do a good job in the role?
Fact.
If she's actually playing Helen, that is.
Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out this don't look very fucking Greek epic to me, right?
Again, trying to say just Greek or Grecians are just it's just a white thing is repulsive within itself, because that means you don't know anything about history, or you're not trying to find out anything about history, because again, if you knew, it would destroy your argument. You don't be getting, you can't get a Lupita, and she out there trying to taste the biscuits right now, but you can't pull that because you don't get buns. No, sir. You can't get those type of buns. So the only thing you could do is yap, get your audience, make it about race, rile them up, and make money off of them. Grifter.
It's just not going to be a thing. And of course, yes, I know this is a story. You know, Helen of Troy's like origination in these fucking stories, in these legends. I'm pretty sure that Zeus raped the Queen of Sparta. The Queen of Sparta laid an egg, and that's what Helen of Troy came out of. Yes, we know these are.
I'm sorry. Let me stop right here. Let me stop right here. So you know the story, right? Or you know a version of the story. And she came out of an egg. She came out of an egg. She came out of a. I want to cuss. I haven't cussed. I said one. I haven't said any hard cuss words. I said one. I haven't said any hard cuss words. So I'm gonna keep it that way. But she came out of an egg, and somehow her being black is the most egregious thing about this story. Zeus ain't real. Oh my God. She was born out of an egg. That ain't put in the comment section how many people was born from an egg. I just want y'all to put it. I just want you to put it in the comment section. I want you to put in the comment section who was born of an egg. Yeah, I'm just trying to find something out, because if this is the most egregious thing about Helen of Troy being black and not coming from a damn egg, maybe I'm in the wrong business. Maybe I'm in the wrong business. Okay.
Stories.
Do you? Because you're acting as if the character is a real person that existed when she was a pretend person being played by a person who plays pretend for a living. What's funny about this is Helen is a side character in this story. The Odyssey is the story of Odysseus trying to return home after the Trojan War. That war has been over for 10 years by the time of the events of the Odyssey. Helen appears twice in the Odyssey, almost entirely in the fourth book, when Odysseus' son goes to visit Sparta. This is the scene in the 6-minute IMAX trailer that was shown before Avatar: Fire and Ash, where Menelaus tells the story of the Trojan horse to Odysseus' son, played by Tom Holland.
Yeah, I did see that. I mean, we're talking about, we're talking about an egg. We're talking about, I'm talking about eggs. Like goose egg, like mother goose. You know what I'm saying? This is just wild. Puma Lee, thank you so very much for the $2 super chat. Grifters don't read or research, just racist creeps. And I agree. And sometimes I want to tell this racist creep, oh man, I'm your punk ass. Just don't use that for blacks. I use it for everybody.
You are truly amazing. Thank you for your super chat.
Thank you again for your super chat. I do not know who that was and don't really care, but don't know who that was. And they didn't leave a voicemail. That was weird. Anyway, who is it? I don't know who this is, and I don't like them calling my phone like that. All right, let's keep going.
In that trailer, you can see Lupita in the background just kind of being a side character. So, given that there are 24 books in the Odyssey, if she is playing Helen, this is a small part in what will be a pretty big film.
This is actually Chrissy with the original post, Chrissy Mayer. Christopher Nolan already ruined the Odyssey. Casting Lupita Nyong'o as Helen of Troy is absolutely disgusting and goes directly against what was written thousands of years ago. And, of course, you can have all these key descriptions from Homer, Iliad and the Odyssey. White-armed, emphasizing pale, smooth arms. Lovely hair or fair-skinned, indicating beautiful, well-groomed hair. Long robe, long dress, right? No one could blame the Greeks or Trojans for fighting so long over someone who looked so strikingly like an immortal goddess in face/body. appearance.
So these are things I went over earlier. White-armed is not a description of Helen's skin tone. It's poetic language meant to mean a woman that lives a life of leisure, mainly inside the house. Kalikomos does not mean fair-haired. It means lovely-haired. If the Greeks wanted to refer to someone's hair as blonde, they would use xanthos, as Homer does for Helen's husband. Anyone translating this word to mean blonde is the translator showing their own bias for blonde hair.
Fact.
The idea that a black woman couldn't look like a goddess is a pretty funny idea. The right side of this is using interpretations of the character, which I find deliciously ironic, given these people are upset with Nolan's interpretation of the character. These descriptions are not present in the Iliad or the Odyssey, so these modern retellings are irrelevant when attempting to refer to the source material, which in any other instance, Ryan would agree. Just ask him how he felt when Harry and Norman Osborn were black in a cartoon. Let's move it along.
If this report turns out to be true, then this, I think, is going to be the biggest controversy of the movie. Not the armor not being quite in the right time period, not some of the other questionable castings, a random Travis Scott appearance. Why the fuck is Travis Scott in this? We don't know. I do think that Lupita Nyong'o as Helen of Troy will be the biggest controversy.
Well then, that means the movie will be doing okay, considering Helen of Troy is barely in the Odyssey in the first place. So you're admitting this is a non-controversy. Anyway, there isn't much left to this video other than Ryan whining about John Leguizamo telling Trump supporters to fuck off, which...
He's out of line, but he's right.
In any case, my position on so-called race swaps is pretty clear. If the character's race isn't integral to that character's characterization, I don't care who portrays the character. When these silly people ask questions like, well, can Ryan Gosling play Black Panther then? They're being intellectually dishonest.
Exactly.
T'Challa's ethnicity is foundational to his character, specifically created to be black in a time period where Black Americans didn't have many heroes to look up to in comic books.
There it
Helen
is.
of Troy is one of those characters that was created in a time and place where the idea of an immutable racial identity wasn't a thing.
Yes.
Greeks weren't white people at the time Homer created the Iliad because white people as a concept didn't exist. So yes, you can have an Asian actress playing Helen or an indigenous actress or a black actress and lose literally nothing about the character because the character wasn't specifically made to be white. Or you can cry on the internet about it and go watch Brad Pitt's Troy, where a German woman plays Helen. You know, because Germans and Greeks are the same, something I'm sure Homer definitely believed.
And that woman's fine, baby. Stop playing. Anyway, can I take a commercial break? All right, can I take a commercial break? I'm going to be right back. Do not go anywhere. I'll be right back with more of the Dre Mack Show.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Are you going down? Then you gotta know the best way to go. On the down low.
Damn, you banking like that? And you come over here with a biscuit meal, man?
Would you like to take a survey? No. Elevator go down the hall.
It's you! It's you!
Whoop they do?
We are talking about the same girl.
Okay, well, what do we do? Fight a duel or something?
Well, I don't know. Maybe,
Now the conclusion of
Like this?
Slower. Bend over.
Studman, what's going on?
Darling, are you all right?
Studman, who was that woman?
That was Professor Haight, disguised as an ugly French lap dancer.
Ugly? She looked beautiful.
I suppose she might have been considered beautiful until you walked in the room.
Oh, Stedman, I've been dreaming of this moment. Come here.
Wild horses couldn't keep me away. Invisible robots.
Invisible robots?
Beep, 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 beep.
Look out!
Man, he's man. Not just your Bruce boyfriend. If you cross him, you're a dead man. You heard what I said, man.
I heard he was gay.
No way, sister.
Who's that man? He's dead man.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right. Sometimes I honestly think that I think sometimes like God is funny. I do. Because the same thing that these people are, mad about now, white actors have been portraying people of all races and nationalities for years. Just one more thing I want to share, here, because again, we could talk about race swapping or whatever and how woke it is and this and the other, and we get all these racial terms that they use. They use the terms created by black people, they gentrify it, make it sound dumb, and then try to use it against us. I mean, that's colonization 101. Stealing from somebody else and you try to use it against them. Early Hollywood frequently engaged in racialized casting primarily through whitewashing, casting white actors in non-white roles, and the use of blackface or yellowface to depict racial minorities. Prominent examples including white actors in minority roles, such as Lawrence Oliver in Othello, which was shown on Birdman's video, and Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's in 1961. This practice serves to marginalize minority actors and reinforce cultural stereotypes. Key aspects of race swaps in early Hollywood include blackface and minstrelsy. Early films often feature white actors in blackface, such as in The Jazz Singer, 1927, and Birth of a Nation, 1915, which perpetuated harmful stereotypes. Yellowface and Asian stereotypes. White actors portrayed Asian characters, with Mickey Rooney portraying of a Japanese character at Breakfast at Tiffany's being a notable example of this, which lasted into the 1960s. It is 2026, as literally 66 years ago. We're not talking about hundreds. We're not talking about thousands. We're not talking about any of that. 66 years ago. Whitewashing and casting major roles for minority characters were frequently given to white actors, including people of color, from the industry and replacing their representation. Let me reread that again. Whitewashing and casting major roles for minority characters were frequently given to white actors, including people of color, from the industry and replacing their representation. So when my girl Tina, you know what I'm saying, aka Tina Targaryen, when she starts saying, I don't care, race swap everybody, that's because of their practice. That's why I say I believe God has a good sense of humor, because these people was doing this stuff for a long time. And now look, they're getting a taste of a little bit of their own medicine in certain instances when there are race swaps. You know what I mean? It's a little taste of your own medicine. And it's done by the industry who was notorious for doing it in the first place. Passing narratives, films like Pinky, 1949, which feature white actors portraying African-American characters who are passing for white, highlighting complex racial dynamics. These practices were common until the mid-20th century, when more diversity began to appear in film, though the impact of these early casting decisions continued to influence the industry for years. That's why I say I believe God has a sense of humor, because I think it's now. I honestly, this is the tell you the researcher, the history buff, the person who likes to look at this information and put it all out there like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I want these. Sometimes I want these racists to be mad that somebody got race swapped. Because look, y'all been doing it for years. Now all of a sudden the shoe is on the other foot. Now you got a problem. Now you're mad. Weren't you mad when John Wayne played Genghis Khan? Were you mad about blackface or any of the minstrel periods? We're in Black History Month right now. Were you mad about any of the race swaps of Asian characters when you clearly had a white person playing that character, like Goku, like in Ghost in the Shell? No, you had no problem with that. But then now, all of a sudden, you got a problem seeing racist jokes and all kinds of stuff that you could giggle, ha, and all of that. And the petty side of me, which everybody get race swap, because I'm petty. You know, that's not logical, but since I'm so petty, I wouldn't even, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? The Hulk black, everybody black. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous how now all of a sudden, you know, when Malcolm X said the rooster's coming home, said the rooster's coming home to roost. Is that what he said? Or the chicken's coming home to roost? Yeah, the chicken's coming home to roost. Well, I say the rooster. I need to go to bed. I need to eat, work out a little bit, eat and go to bed. That's what I need. Yeah, the chicken's coming home to roost. Now that, you know, this is happening in certain instances, now you're mad. Now you're mad. It is just wild how magic. You see, you go from Hollywood race swapping and 100 years of exclusion to woke Hollywood most ridiculous race swaps. And this was March of 2025. But don't want to talk about race swapping in Hollywood. You know what I mean? You don't want to talk about that. That's something they've been doing forever. I'm just saying, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. But yeah, ain't no fun. You right. Ain't no fun. Where the rabbit got the gun? He's like, the business coming home to bake. It was chickens. I ain't gonna lie. I got some good bird upstairs I wouldn't mind diving into. But you guys already know. You guys already know. I'm going to do one last commercial break because I know y'all want to see how Stedman ends. But I'll be right back for more of the Dre Mac Show, and we're going to wrap this up.
Knight Rider will continue in a moment.
Wow, 19,000! For short. It's off!
This is the problem with being rich. Your only other nickname is Dick? No.
So you understand the words I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
What?
Coach, I've got AIDS.
Wrong. You're HIV positive. Big difference. It could be years before you even get sick. With That's My Slow Jam, we found a way to get you all these slow grinding hits at an unbeatably low price. Act now and get all 58 songs for only 52 cents per track.
Just a good old boy.
So skip it, to run, to jump, to hop, hop.
Hi.
Now the conclusion of
Darling, are you all right?
Oh, what happened?
The robot ducked.
Oh, it's a private room. Lock the door.
Of course. First, let me close the blinds. I think someone's calling me.
I didn't hear anything.
Hello?
Monsieur Stedman, this is the Mayor of France.
It's the Mayor of France.
It seems that Colonel Hate...
You mean Professor Hate?
Yes, Professor
Professor Hate is still alive and he's vowing to destroy you and all of France. There's not a moment to lose.
You got to give me 10 minutes alone with my fiancé. I'm begging you, man.
No, out of the question. Hurry, my yacht is outside.
Darling, I hate to ask, but...
How much do you need?
I'll bring you the change.
Nice of you to drop in, Stedman.
James Brolin. As always, your timing is perfect.
Please, call me Captain Laser.
Still battling Dr. Chaos? I bet Babs is worried sick.
Hey, how does Oprah let you out of the house without a costume?
I'm a secret agent.
Damn! You're good.
I'm the luckiest woman on earth.
Monsieur Stedman, this is the mayor of France. The mayor of France. We have captured Dr. Hate. You mean Professor Hate? Yes, Professor Hate. Oh, man. Oh, anyway. This was good. Shout out to Birdman and to the videos that he makes. He comes with it every single time. Backed up information. But I just wanted, sometimes we can talk about stuff and never show it. And I'm glad we were both on the same page on certain things on this, you know. So, again, with race swaps, a piece of me does not really care because I just want to see characters. I want to see actors do great things. I do also agree with him that if it's not integral to the character, it really doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? But like Simon Williams, him being he's a white character, he's drawn white. Helen of Troy wasn't drawn white or wasn't even mentioned to be white. There was no picture book. So it wasn't like you could go back and say, wait a minute. That's what she looked like right there in the picture book. We just imagine what they, and that's what it is. You know, to be closer to these gods or whatever and to have some type of superiority, you know, they got to be white. They can't be black. I seen that Mormon episode of He-Man. I don't want to be cursed with the black skin. And if you ever see the He-Man version, more of the Mormons He-Man episode, oh boy, watch that on YouTube whenever you get a chance. I don't know if it's still on YouTube because man, it is rough. You know what I mean? It is rough. But I'm just saying, a lot of white supremacy ideology, because of who she is in the book, if she was a slave or a servant, nah, can't be white. But when it comes to want to be closer to gods, it gotta be white. And that ain't right.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
I believe Professor Hate is calling me with the mayor of France. The mayor of France. Oh, man. I'll bring you the change. He's asking, he said the robot ducked. Every time I hear that, I start cracking up. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Dre Max Show. I want you guys to have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully I do too, by just, you know, getting some biscuits, you know what I mean, and enjoying them. But again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'm gonna holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe power, man. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Where's my outro at? Because the mayor of France is calling, and I gotta call, but I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Huh. Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and Bob Hire, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.